this book that we're launching here at the ICC. It's called Irish People of Colour: A Social History of Mixed Race Irish in Britain and Ireland between 1700 and 2000. It's by, as you say, Conrad, Koza, Bryan, and Chamion, Caballero. I've delved into a little bit of the book. It's an academic work to a great degree, but it's very profound stuff I'd never heard of. It's about the first, in a lot of ways, Irish and British slave owners in the Caribbean and in lots of different countries.
This is an amazing book because I'm going to read it, and I hope I can make some corrections if I don't do it. Yeah, but it's something that should have been told.
It's a story that needs to be told.
No, it needs to be well overdue. Yeah, well overdue, because we didn't come over as simple immigrants, or I came against my will, but we answered the call for the empire. You know, I haven't done research for the last 20 years. You know, run out of money. So this is when I tried to trace some of my Irish roots, and I've made about 4 occasions to Dublin, and I went for the festival for the homecoming, and nobody believed me. Nobody wanted to listen to me. But anyway, where I really felt I had my Irish roots was as a kid. Grew up with my grandmother. She used to sing me all these Irish songs.
Wow.
Yeah, in Jamaica. Coming to England, I was growing up with the Irish community as well, because in Notting Hill Gate, you know, you probably see a series of photographs I'd done of the Piss House pub.
Yeah, the Piss House.
And we had
the
the
old
bug house.
Colville.
Yeah. And it was a big Afro-Irish community, and we all used to meet there, but I used to take photographs outside. And I always remember that day I had to wait outside the pub because my dad brought me shandy. But
the rites of passage of growing up.
Rites of passage. No, things like this. But it didn't mean anything to me. But I was grown up with a lot of Irish kids as well, you know, because when we used to go to school, you know, they used to take the piss out of the Irish kids, you know, call them Spud Murphy and Potato Paddy, and you know, these are things that now we're coming up to the 7th generation. They don't talk about this anymore, you know. So this is what made me want to trace my Irish roots.
Because Charlie, when you first came to Notting Hill, there were still the signs in the windows saying no blacks, no dogs, no Irish.
And we had to barricade our houses up, and you know, this is when Notting Hill was a ghetto, and my family, family of 4, we used to live in what you call a double room, you know, where you had the screens around, and we used to go and have a public bath in a local public bath on Saturdays, things like that. And our Notting Hill is being gentrified now. It is unbelievable. But as I said,
it's a far cry from those days.
Now, but what astonishes me now, you know, now every time I go to Ireland, you know, I don't know if I'll be passing distance cousins of mine.
Yes.
For instance, one of the things that fascinates me, I was growing up a strict Catholic, and in Jamaica I used to go to Mass, especially on a Sunday, 4 times a day.
Wow!
My grandmother wanted me to be a priest. Yeah. Funny enough, what happens? And I remember the torment I used to go through, making confession. Bless me, Father, I've sinned. And you have to, and going to confession 4 times a day on a Sunday, especially, you know. And I used to be an altar boy, and these were the days when I had to say the mass in Latin. Adium qui letificat, iudem tutem mem, things like that. Mea culpa, maxo culpa, Dominus avicum, et spiritu tuo, you know.
I can't believe anything was your fault, Charlie.
No, this is what I was grown up with, against my will. And one of the funniest things now, when I went back to Ireland the second time, I tried to trace some of my ancestors, because I found that even though my name is Phillips, we came from Spain and we were extradited from Spain to Ireland to convert to Catholicism, because Oliver Cromwell. In fact, the town I come from in Jamaica, it's called Cromwell Land. Cromwell Land. It's all history. And I've been telling people to do a documentary about it, because it's the unseen history, and history that should have been told. The second time I went back to Dublin, they tell me, if you want to find that, some of the family history was destroyed in 1922 with the Great Fire in Dublin. So I was told, if you want to find the family history, go up to Cabra West, to the local church. That's right. And the bus driver was so suspicious, because you don't get a lot of black people in Cabra now. Cabra. And I told him my story, and he said, "Oh yeah, I know of Phillips. They live just down the road, and they're very similar to you." But he said, so we went to the door, knocking at the door, but they wouldn't answer, because they still haven't come to terms that we could be long distance family.
Wow.
But one of the most strangest things is, he said, go to the local church, they should have records of the family history. And love and behold, the local priest, my name is Ronald Phillips, his name was Robin Phillips.
Oh
Wow.
No, seriously, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what a coincidence, But anyway, he still couldn't accept. He thought I was making it up, because I was groomed to be in the priesthood as well. It was similar.
That's
it was,
right.
But nowadays we could be walking around Dublin and you see long distance cousins or family that you're not aware that you had. So I'm doing a lot of research. Now, one of the things that made me do it, my last son, he came out with blonde hair, blue eyes. And it happens in every fourth or fifth generation. And I was told that, never mind that, because the genes come, if I wasn't there at the birth, I'd think that she had an affair with the milkman. No, seriously. But the science has got a long way now that you can add one and one together.
You can
and
indeed.
come to a conclusion, yeah.
So, would it be fair to say that one of your ancestors was transported to Jamaica back in the day, probably
as indentured labourers, and they became, I think, overseers, because the name Phillips in Clonmel was a very important name, but they were like part of the indentured labour. And they
were like the boss man, though, without
then
being
they
the
became
owner.
the boss man, because they found that they couldn't do the hard work, so they became the boss man. So which is sad too, because even when I go back to Sé Merry, some people, the older call me Massa. No, seriously, and these are things that's not often we talk about, but it's there. And now we're coming up to the 7th generation. We've got to know our history without any apologies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, without any apologies.
When you go back to Jamaica, do other Jamaicans think it's weird that you're interested in your ancestry, or is it a general feeling
I'm not the only
Jamaica
one.
and Trinidad?
I'm not the only one. There's lots of other people like us who has Irish names, like Murphys. Lots of Jamaicans called Murphys. Lots of Jamaicans called Irish names, and they're trying to trace their ancestors. Some of them can be dark, some of them can be light, but we originated from somewhere. So we're out of curiosity. I'm interested to trace my ancestors. So what also happened as well, when I was there for the homecoming, some of the top Irish historians, I had to correct them, and I said that you have to come to terms with our history. It's your history and our history.
We're going to play possibly the most famous Irishman of black heritage, Phil Inner.
Yay.
Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town.
I'd like to hear this Mother McCree.
Hey, sing us a verse before we go. Give us a verse.
What?
Mother McCree.
I don't think I could remember. My grandmother used to sing two songs she used to sing me. In Dublin, fair city, where the girls are so pretty. She's singing in the Caribbean. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly, my love. Okay, but then
streets
and Harrow, Cockles and Muscles and but she used to sing with the one Mother when she put a song called Mother McCree. But I only remember the last verse, Mother McCree. Anybody know that song? No?
Lovely.
Mother McCree. Mother McCree. Yeah?
Beautiful.
This is a bedtime song. This is a bedtime
A lullaby.
song, my lullaby that my grandmother used to sing. But I didn't know what it meant. So now, I'm beginning to have flashbacks, and out of curiosity, I want to, want to discover more of my heritage.
Wonderful.
The story that's been untold, and I'm really pleased that somebody brought such a book out.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Because it's well overdue. It's well overdue, because when I told people about it, they said we must do a documentary, and I tell people I'm from Clonmel. I says not Clonmel Island, Clonmel, Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Charlie, thank you so much for coming to join us on Bright Side of the Road.
Keep the history alive.
Keep the history alive with it's breaking history right here on Bright Side of the Road.
Yeah.
And on October the 9th, you can see and hear Conrad Bryan and Chamion Caballero talking about their book, Irish People of Colour. And as Charlie so wisely said, it's a story that should have been told a long time ago.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Oh, it was amazing.